this, and this should be good enough, because moment we hit with lifelink, there's no way our opponent can come back from this. They need to protect Jhin. If we target Mentor, they actually can sacrifice it and keep the other thing. Perfect. See, that was a counter spell. So if we went for the other play, we could lose. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today Orzhov that completely destroys aggro decks because you have so much removal, but at the same time you have so much value in this deck that you can outvalue most of the control decks that have to answer every Overlord, every Valgavoth, and every Rite of the Moth. Because we have like a reanimator game plan baked into this, and because Rite of the Moth is so card efficient, we have Overlords to reanimate and Valgavoth. At the same time, we don't rely on this game plan because we can just play a control game plan. So this deck has kinda everything going for it, so I hope you will like it, have fun, and enjoy the games. Alright, so let's Duress our opponent as the sign of friendship on turn 1. And that was not a lot of friendship, you know? So I think we go like this. They still need to give the card, so even if they go for this play, it actually might backfire on them a little bit. And they have this thingy, which is fine. I actually want double white. We might need it for Sunfalls. So we will probably cyclone one card, but I wonder if they will give us the card. Alright. Yeah, so they actually want to bait us into killing this. Then they probably will kill the Vault. So let's see. Alright, they are gifting the card. Target artifact. Let's see what the target is. Alright, now we activate it in response. We still get the treasure. So I think the value is still okay. You know what? Let's get rid of Valgavoth. We won't hardcast it, so we will go with the reanimate plan. And let's get the reanimate card. Alright, I kinda like it. So we can go either Overlord or try to draw cards. Overlord is a little bit slow. I could just get everything with Avarice. This is 7 damage. Then we get Sunfall and get some extra cards. I will go for it. This is a very risky play, but I think it's good enough. We will take so much damage. So I could also go for the Rite of the Moth. They probably cannot kill this, and can we life gain enough to burn through it? Because we might not draw the sun. I think we still go with the Sunfall and the... Where are you? And the extra cards should be enough to, you know, clear the rest of the game. So we won't go for the combo. And that's the cool part. You can just play it as a normal control deck. 7 damage is better than I expected. What are you? Okay, okay. So they actually want to get rid of Valgavoth, I think. Let's get this. We have another Sunfall, which is really good, because we will have... So they will exile Valgavoth. So they are thinking that we're a normal reanimator deck, and they thought that they, you know, mitigated the main strategy, but in reality that's completely not the case. The courtyard is a little bit unfortunate, but we'll do it later. They can play 1 creature a turn, and we can kill more than 1 creature a turn, so it should be fine. I would love to set up Overlord, so we can already start getting those, you know, impending triggers. Yeah, the fact that we were able to cast Avarice for like both spree modes is a really big deal. Alright, they have something interesting, so alright, good for them, good for them. I guess we could just go double remove. We will definitely play this. I'm not sure if they can pump it. They have ways to go around our stuff. But I still think we go like this. Yeah, so they will pump this to a 3 something. Is that a Sunfall? I really don't think it is. This has trample, so I'm kinda scared to go for the Overlord. I hope they don't have hasters. And I need to pay myself if I want... Okay, the Painland actually makes the difference. On target creature other than that, so they cannot pump it in... Okay, sure. Just making sure they cannot put the counter first, because the trigger will resolve first. Alright. Going to 7, we have a 3-3. That should be good enough, and they need to go wider on the board, which makes Sunfall better. And when we are sure that we won't die after setting up the Overlord, or we can just hardcast it for, what, 8 toughness, so even Trampler shouldn't go through it. Our opponent is pretty, like, aggressive with all this 2 and 3 drops. Like, this is so much stats, man. And that's why we are so low, so we need to play a little bit more cautious. But I think we should be in a good place here in this game. Alright, they're going for full crowns, sure. That means they cannot really attack into us. Yeah, because we can trade fully. And this dies to our Go for the Throat perfectly, so we actually don't need to answer it as well. Yeah, I don't think they should attack. They might try to pressure us, but they're not really getting anything out of this. Oh, alright. Okay, so they're actually thinking about this one. I thought they kind of forgot about the choice and didn't pass the turn or something. So, we could go with the Overlord. This can transform. It doesn't have trample. Listen, I'm going a little bit risky. I will go like this. Because I think we might actually be able to outvalue them on board. Just with pure stats. And if we attack with Overlord, even if we go Sunfall, the token will be like 10-10 or something. So even the token from Sunfall can win the game. And also they need to respect the Overlord. This is already bigger than their whole board. They can make one play. Yeah, so I think we can even start to go for spot removal on biggest creatures, and this way we can just overtake the whole game. And when we untap with double removal, that also means we can be super aggressive, because if they try to go for lethal, it will fizzle. So, you know, we need to kind of play a little bit safer on the first sides, and when we take control over the board, then we can actually keep mana for interaction. Sure, they can get rid of the Overlord, but it will be very hard to attack, and we still get the card, and we get the insects. And here's the removal. And when they finally win on board, we just Sunfall it. That's the beauty of this play. We could double block this, and we will. This is good. I'll take it. They also don't have any combat tricks. This trades against this. So they don't really have much. I could go for Virtue, but it's very risky. Like, honestly, this could lose us the game. So I think instead we will do this. Do we need the Fountainport? I think we can tap one of it. That should be good enough, because it keeps the removal open. We get enough blockers, so they actually cannot do much. And we can also start playing Condenser. So the cool play, if you can make it, you set up the Overlord and then Sunfall on the same turn it transforms. So you basically clear the board and you have the big board. So that's always good, if you can set it up. And right now they are in this pickle because they need to invest into the board. Right now they cannot deal any damage to us. But if they do, they become vulnerable to Sunfall again. And after the next Sunfall, if they overcommit, like 2 more creatures, they cannot recover. Especially that we already have the Overlord, so we know that we'll have insane stats in the board soon. Talent. This is a very strong card. Alright, alright. So 1 creature might die. And I think this is the moment for removal. This will be a 4-2. We need to make sure that we can remove everything. But now, they actually don't have the target for it, so it fizzles. And suddenly they didn't kill anything, and that was their like half of their turn. We can double block, which means we take 2 damage only, and we win the board already, even without Sunfall. Man, that's so crazy, like we actually win the board without even sweeping the board. What do you do on level 2? Sure. I think we just kill it at this point, right? I don't think they can recover, and we have double Fountainport, so we can go for the value very easily with this. Yep. We can even set up Virtue. What is the class 3 or level 3? Draw a card. Probably not very good for them. Alright, I will risk it because I don't think they can beat this. And we should have enough blockers. They cannot double play the haste thing, so I think the most damage they can deal with haste is 5. That means we can attack with everything. And on the next turn we get the Overlord and they lost the game. Right, it wasn't exiled, yep. So as you can see, even if we don't go reanimate Valgavoth, we absolutely don't care. We can just, you know, play a normal game. And they are greedy. They didn't go for the offspring. Oh, they're trying. Yeah, I guess they can force it. So what do we? We want to start from the weakest creatures, right? I mean, I will get this guy, because it forces... I still want them to use the mana on this, you know? Because if we target something that is too weak, they actually might ignore it. Good, that's fine. But when we kill it, on the next turn we are getting the value. So let's start with this guy. This will grow. Trample is something we need to be careful, but we're at 9, so it should be easier and easier. And on this turn we actually don't need to do anything, because on the next turn we are getting a free Overlord. So they need to do a lot on this turn. Man, we actually will win the whole game without even casting a sweeper. They already know that we'll get the Overlord. It's so much better than anything else. Hear it? See exactly. This is exactly what I expected. But this one has no trample, and that's why we kept blockers. Because this would be close to lethal. Close to. I could evidence if I care. Or I can just triple block. We'll just triple block this. Alright, so this is what? 2-5 damage. Or we can just kill this and block... Okay, I think this is a little bit better then. Just making sure. Collect evidence 4. We absolutely can. And we'll pay... We will pay life. Alright, should be good enough. Kinda forgot about the thing, so that will be a bit of a... It's fine, guys, it's fine. I should probably remember about it. We need to collect evidence for... Let's go for the Sunfall, will be easier. So I should double block, of course. I completely forgot about this part. We still need to mitigate some damage, I think. Let's draw the card. They cannot kill us on this turn. So if I mess, I will at least get the advantage of messing up. And with Valgavoth it should be even easier. Alright, so now we want something that has cool ability. This has reach. Not bad. But still, Overlord is better. It will create so many creatures, we get this Overlord as well. We could even attack with this. Is there any way they can go around and just deal face damage? I really don't think they can. Alright, this is it. The final play of the game. We can attack. Why not? It's all about the Valgavoth. They cannot target it. Man, look at this board. We definitely worked for having this advantage. And they need to kill us without attacking somehow. And I don't think they can. Alright, let's get Polkranos, because I think we can flip it probably at some point. And now we swing. This, and this should be good enough, because moment we hit with Lifelink, there's no way our opponent can come back from this. Oh, they're nice. Alright, I appreciate it, man. Alright, that was a good board. I mean, we'll just cycle it. You cannot go wrong with this card, like, ever. Here's the Scavenger, so I'm pretty happy we have an answer, so that means we can keep the board clear and get rid of the last creature, hopefully, with Liliana. If they have the third creature, we might be in some trouble. Or if they double creature, well, that will be a bit rough. Alright, so they have the protections, and this is not their best day, you know, because Hexproof, I mean, we go completely around Hexproof, because we do not target any creature. We target a player, so they lost the Scavenger, and now they need to draw the third creature. And then we'll try to, you know, work with it. That's an extremely good play. That means they can redraw all the cards with Challenger, because, you know, as every aggro card, it has card advantage. That's how it works. Let's Duress and see exactly what they have. Here's the protection. Alright, so what can they do? Rukos is good for them. Rescue is not relevant right now. What is their mana? Oh boy, it's between Armor and Rage. I think it's Rage, just because this is Sorcery, so it's a little bit easier to counter. But I'm not super happy. It's good for them so far. We'll draw 2 extra cards, so we probably can Sunfall this. The problem is that they are getting cards, and that's the problem. So I'm trying to bait them into not playing anything, but they will, because that's the only option they have. Oh man, that's actually good for us. So they want to hit a land. Hopefully they won't. Alright, they burned Hero. It's super important that they don't hit this land, because they're kinda low on mana, and this deck needs surprising amount of mana, honestly. Let's get rid of something, and I'm the player, of course. Alright, we just need to have like few good draws, and we should be absolutely fine. Alright, I mean, kinda. Yeah, we definitely... Okay, so we need to go for this, and hope they cannot top deck instantly a creature. I think we should be fine, unless they have extremely good draw right now. I think they should pass the turn, because the chance of drawing a creature is actually pretty low here. Alright, that's fine. They can plot this, and that's pretty much it. Alright, not the best draw of the year, to be absolutely honest. Let's Duress while we can. I think let's go with this one, because they don't really want to use this yet. And let's start making some tokens. We could draw a card with this, and I'm honestly not sure what is better. I think we prefer to draw a card. 1/1 won't make a difference, and 1 extra card can. Alright, even lands are okay. I mean, we are on our way to cast Valgavoth, so you know what? I'll take it, I actually take it. I think we should win this very easily. Even if they will have good draws, our Sunfalls should prevent it, and they actually cannot go around Sunfalls, you know, lockdowns, this kind of stuff. As long as you don't target a creature, you are golden. Here it is. Here it is, and they try to measure if we have removal in the hand or not. Alright, they will redraw the card and deal some damage, potentially, so it's good for them. Alright, so I think we make a fish. We could... Oh my god, we can make a treasure! I just realized, why aren't we ramping into Valgavoth? Okay, this is huge. Alright, so I think we could go with this. We don't have Valgavoth in the graveyard, because we never had option to discard. So I can just wait one more turn. This is 7. But we are not guaranteed to get there. We are not guaranteed. So I think we go like this. Alright, we're going with display. We can, by the way, sacrifice 1 of the tokens, but we probably won't. Because the time is on our side right now. So I think if we can slow down the game a little bit, then they commit maybe more to the board, and even if not, they shouldn't be able to kill us on this turn. They actually are less explosive than, you know, the leyline version of Mono-Red, so they cannot deal like 30, 40, 50 damage in one turn on 2 cards. Alright, this is very scary. They of course have Trample, but no double strike, which is big deal. Alright, and I think with this we won. So that they played exactly as we want them. They will get 1 card, so they will be at 3 cards after this, but that's kinda it. That's kinda it. With Trample, actually it's better to have a bigger token. It's only 6 damage, it's not too much, and we are not getting hit with the death triggers, because I mean Sunfall is pretty good card. And with the treasure we can activate the token. So, let's Smork. We know exactly what they have. They cannot protect anything, however they will get probably 1 new creature with those 2 extra cards, because they draw 1 for this. Bruh. You in the game? Alright, thank you. Not like there are many decisions here. So we just swing, and now we Sunfall. That means they have no board and no creatures. And they don't even have a way to pump anything really, because this is not really a pump spell, it's protection spell. So this extra card from Demonic Ruckus is a big deal. Yeah, I think we should be completely fine here. Like, they're losing so much pressure and we're at 14. Let's activate this. And yeah, they actually had nothing. Man, we would cast Valgavoth, but unfortunately our opponent scooped too quickly. Alright, our opponent is going first, which always pains my heart. And I guess this will be an Oculus deck, right? So Sunfalls will be kinda important, but hard to cast. This is probably end step play. I mean, there's not much we can do. Like, this is definitely a rough one. Yep, here, man, they are with their really good draw. They will take Search of Salvation, I would think. Unless they don't have Helping Hand, in which case they would. But honestly, with this will be extremely hard to win. They don't have Oculus yet, so that's something. We will see if they have counter spells for the Overlord, because maybe at some point we can just, you know... Oh my god, they have such a good draw. Oh man. Alright. We have removal, but the Search of Salvation will be an absolute pain. They basically sideboarded this card just against decks like ours. So yeah, this will always get them a little bit ahead. Is that already the time? They don't have Oculus, to be fair. They might play it, but they don't have enough. Oh, this is a Mentor deck. Alright, unfortunately we'll have to go for the Throat anyway. And then we go with Virtue. Oh, this is so bad. This is such a bad deal, man. I'll be honest, this is such a bad deal. Oh, I told you, this completely messed it. Absolutely, completely messed it. Like, if they didn't have Mentor or needed to use one of the other cards, you know, at the risk of not even having them, that would be so much better. But here they basically got a free play on top of us. Let's go with the Fountainport. And I mean, we need to use this chance to get rid of this while we can. That also breaks our turn completely, so we cannot go with the Overlord. This has to stay. We need to keep removal for the bigger stuff. And now they can keep reanimating it forever. So I need to tap them completely at end step and then Sunfall. And hope that it will be enough. Okay. They only have one... Man, they actually don't have plains or island. So they actually cannot use this to give blue mana. Alright. So I am giving them this because I hope they will be more eager to, you know, play a protection spell or something. Because I want to bait with this. So we target Jhin. Why? Because if they have a counter spell, they need to protect Jhin. If we target Mentor, they actually can sacrifice it and keep the other thing. Perfect. See, that was a counter spell. So if we went for the other play, we could lose, and I think with this there is a huge chance we should win. Oh my god, I can't believe we actually managed to sneak this one. A sweeper against a control tempo deck. And now they need to start from scratch, and here are those pranksters, just pranking us. Alright, do I have something cool? There are no creatures, so they actually need to rebuild everything they worked for the whole game. That's really huge. So let's start with this guy. We have double white. If they have a counter spell, it should be normalized, right? So I don't think this 2 mana should make a difference. It might, sometimes it might, but at the same time I don't want to show the real game plan of what we are doing here. Because the Overlords will be a big deal. And we can hardcast the next one for 7 mana probably. That's fine. So we could draw a card. Oh, this is so tempting. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? I actually will sacrifice it. They need a counter spell and they don't have it. And even if they had, I would just trade last card and they're in full top deck mode, so we should still win because our plays are so much better. Double trade against this? I mean, we have to because this has Vigilance. If not Vigilance, I would just erase them. But here they can always block it. So they also need to top deck one of this. And they... Alright, this is extremely strong for them. This is extremely powerful though. Man, I cannot believe... This one draw got them back into the game if they hit right. What are the creatures? Alright, we exiled all the creatures that actually don't have targets. All the meaningful cards. I think they play 4 Djinns and 4 Mentors. Yep. Man, that was really close, but we even had another Overlord and Virtue of Persistence, so we should be even more ahead later. Right. Oh man, on the draw. This hand would be perfect on the play. Like we go this into Vault with the Courtyard and then we start cycling and we hit the lands. However, oh, do you think they will counter? I'm really not sure. I could try to go for risk, but if I don't mess untap land, and I wouldn't, that would be bad. I'm not sure what exactly the deck is, so the Shoot the Sheriff could be good card, but we'll see. Alright. I mean, someone likes this lifelink. Alright, so let's see. This has to be the Vault. Especially that we can actually reanimate Valgavoth on turn 4 if we get good draws. And we have decent chance to go for it. So we just... the only problem is that we are on the draw, so we are always a little bit behind. However, this doesn't push as much damage as some of the other cards. Do I want to Duress this? I actually should Duress this. And we will go with the Vault, of course. I'm pretty happy I Duressed. I don't know what they will take, but I know they are not taking it anymore. And they actually don't have plays. Man, this Duress was clutch. Yeah, they have nothing to do. They can only attack with this. Alright. I should do it at the end step, but come on, come on. It's too fun. And we are getting those treasures. Our opponent knows what horrors we have. Oh my god. Oh man. I mean, it is what it is. They might maybe stack enough. Probably not. So that was turn 4 Valgavoth, just, you know, on the draw even. Alright guys, we are going first. I'll be honest, this is pretty bad hand. We don't have the Vault, but we have some time. With Shoot the Sheriff and Sunfall we should be able to, you know, just buy a little bit of extra time. I mean, this is a very good draw. This is perfect answer, and it also live gains. And it also gives us a win con for the later. But I would love to draw a Vault so we can, you know, keep cycling. We can basically discard this and get new cards while also using them from the graveyard. So that's kind of hidden advantage of this deck. Well, oh my god. I'll be honest, those two top decks for the last tutorials are insane. We actually go about around Ward completely. And I think with this draw we will win the game. Like, Liliana is absolutely perfect. I wanted to use this, but now we are just, you know, we can start discarding everything. So Liliana is basically also card advantage. And I mean, if we draw a lot, we can Valgavoth. But this is so fun because you can just play it as a control deck. Alright, alright. But even if you don't hit your... Man, that would be turn 4 Valgavoth. Oh my god, this is an outro! Oh no! Alright guys, alright, it's fine. It's fine. This is definitely not an outro deck, so I'm sure we have plenty of targets. Oh no, I didn't think about it. But that is a mercenary, so yeah. So with Virtue we didn't have option to do anything else anyway. So all we need to do is draw untapped land and win the game. Like, honestly, that's all we need to do, just draw the land and then we win. If we are a bad player and, you know, draw something else, we will lose the game probably. Because we have 2 turns to draw a land. If that will be a tap land, that probably will be too slow too. I mean, just being good player in Magic, you know? Oh, never. Did not have it, we had it. Anyway, we are winning. So our opponent will scoop because at this point there's nothing they can do about it. We just needed to draw the land. I think they are not happy about how it went. But to be fair, we got 3 top decks that were insane in this game, and I have to say, I don't mind it. So what are we doing right now? Keeping up the removal, because Vault will happen sooner or later. We have so much advantage, we even have removal, so, you know, we don't need to rush it. It's not like this will kill them in 7 turns. I probably will try to use it. That's not really the thing. They probably cannot really burn it, at least not easily. Alright, perfect. That will be a good one. We start with this one. Alright, with this we actually can close the game pretty quickly. And I don't think we need to kill everything at instant speed. Sorcerer should be good enough. Especially that we are getting Overlord pretty quickly. Like 3 more turns and it's already transformed, so we should get there, if our opponent won't scoop faster. But I think he will. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I'm happy I drew this 5th land, you know? Alright guys, I hope you have seen everything in the game, so I will try to make this outro pretty concise, but I'll tell you, and by the way, before you ask, Sis and the Sis was here, Avarice was replacing it because I realized that we need a little bit more value if we don't draw our, Vault or, the right Valgavoth combo. So, yeah, someone will ask, I guarantee. And probably after this outro, also someone will ask. So, about the deck itself, I think it's a really cool game plan because between Reanimator and Control deck, you actually have a lot of cards that share the sentiment. Collector's Vault is extremely good card. It ramps you, gives you card selection, and in this kind of deck, if you hit the right cards, you have a lot of advantage in your side. And by the way, if you discard Rite of the Moth, that's great. If you discard Valgavoth, that's great. You want it in the graveyard anyway. So actually, if you have Liliana, you can discard a lot of cards while not really discarding cards, which in a way gives you a card advantage. So yeah, okay. And before we go into the rest of the deck, huge thanks to our patrons. As always, you guys are super appreciated, and really thank you for being here. It always warms my heart that you are enjoying the content so much. So yeah, this is basically like 2 different decks in one, but they perfectly work together. So you can go for Animator game plan. And by the way, the cool part about this, if you are against any kind of red deck, as a control, it's very hard to stabilize. Sometimes they get this last top deck and they just roll you over. However, with Valgavoth, they cannot do it because of the lifelink. So even if they somehow go to like 10-10 and kill Valgavoth in combat, it's probably like 10 power because they cannot go to 9 toughness most of the time. So if they trade against Valgavoth, usually Trample will deal like 3 to 7 damage if they have insane hand, and that means lifelink actually life gained you. And your opponent probably lost everything, all their board and all the cards in their hand, and they still couldn't even deal damage. So this is your final play against aggro decks, and moment you can attack with this, you instantly win the game, and also you probably have some removal in the hand anyway. So this is a cool way to close the game, especially against aggro decks, and decks that cannot have good answer against Valgavoth. So basically all non-control decks, because if they need to target it, you are probably so ahead you will win the game. So guys, yeah, that's kind of it. I don't want to overdo it with the outro. I could talk for 15 minutes, but you get the gist of it. I hope you like the deck, and really thank you for being here. So that's it for today, and see you guys tomorrow.